Just tell them when they're ready. Yeah. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. One, two. Eh? Are you ready? Good morning to each and every one, and also good morning to the people who will be joining us on our Facebook page. Good morning to the media, and a happy new year to you all. I also want to thank you all for coming. This morning is a special morning for me. I want you all to know the reason why is that something dark is end up coming into the light. And when it comes into the light, I mean it's hope. I will be dealing with about 4 issues today. And it has to do with our industry and a lot of different things have to do with our industry. So before I start, I want to thank the media for last year for all our coverage and what they have done for taking our message to Trinidad and Tobago and sometimes the world. I must thank you. And I hope that whatever we have to offer and whatever message we have to reach out to Trinidad and Tobago, I want to always thank you all because you all always at our present. Every time we invite you all always show up. So I have to give you all a round of applause. This morning, we want to deal with the bill that passed in Parliament. I want you all to know that whilst we thanking the government for going to Parliament last year and passing a bill to govern our industry, we applaud that. We really clap on that. And we couldn't be more happy more than what the government did to really pass this act to regularize our industry. But whilst we're doing that, we know in life you will never get everything to please you. And whilst we had see a lot of fraud in the bill, we hoping that we and the government could sit down and work things out to able to remove some of the laws that will really close down our industry. We hope between now and April, as they say, as they speak and they say, we will have consultation with the scrap iron and diesel and all the stakeholders. We hope that we and them could come to something with a good understanding to take this industry to be one of the most strongest recycling industry in the world. Because we as the Scrap Dealers Association, we're not going to stop with projects. We're not going to stop to make employment and to create things that could bring in foreign exchange into this country. Let me say this to Trinidad and Tobago. I hardly could mention a lot of things about the bill today because I want mostly today I want to deal with scrap industry, the scrap yards and the van men and the people in the public. I want to deal with the public and the van collectors and the scrap yards today. Because the government know what is our position already in reference to the bill. They know what we have said based on media coverage of us saying a lot of different things in different media. So I don't want to spend a lot of time telling the government, listen to me, you need to sit down with us and work it out again, that we could able, that all the poor people in this industry could able to end up working still in this industry, not to remove out the poor people in this industry. The poor people in this industry is the one that drive this industry to where it is today. You will see people exporting. These are just a few people that export out of Trinidad. The people who go and pick up all your bed when you throw it all over in the ravine and in the river is mostly the poor people. The people that when you pass on the streets and buying scrap iron, buying battery, is most of them is poor people. So I just hurt by some of the part of the bill that will remove some of these people from operating. So that's my concern. But I am saying, I hope that the Attorney General and the government will work with us to get things right. And I'm also calling on the President of Trinidad and Tobago before she go by the end of this month or whenever. Please, Mr. President, Madam President, I am asking you, please, as soon as it reached by you to sign, I would like you to sign and get over with this industry, which I believe it might be sometime this week, based on my information. I believe that you will get it this week, and I would like you to sign it immediately that we could able to start to operate. I am saying is that Christmas will have passed, New Year's will have passed, and the thousands and thousands of poor people in this industry will have to remain without anything for the family, for anything for themselves without paying bills, because no one came to our rescue. No one for the last 3 months going into 4 months came to our rescue as an industry. And no one would have said, listen to me, hold some hampers for your members, hold some food card for your members, hold some public assistance for your members. No one. And it's sad. It's very sad. Because we, as anybody else, contribute a lot to the economy of Trinidad and Tobago by bringing in foreign exchange to this country, by employment, by removing beds and stoves and all type of equipments from the roads and the ravines. We in this industry help out plenty to climate change to this country. We help out a lot to the environment. We help out a lot to the environment of Trinidad and Tobago by cleaning all the rivers sometimes. You wonder if we get paid for it. So I am saying, all we're asking now for is to reopen our industry. And I am asking the government, and I'm asking the government and the Prime Minister today, this morning, I am telling you, please, there's a lot of people, thousands of people in this industry suffering because I closed down. And I know you want to open it back. I was told that you want to open it back, and I believe it. I believe you want to open back this industry. And I am saying, this week we will take to reorganize ourselves as our industry. Because we and all have to organize, which I will come to shortly. But I'm making this claim to the government. Please, live up to your word and open back our industry between now and next week. I know you all will do it. I was told that you all want to do it fast, and I believe it. I believe you all want to open back our industry immediately. Because do die or run away, it don't give me a pleasure to say this, what I want to say here now. We have a lot of people who come from this industry that came out from jail. We have a lot of people in this industry that poor and young people. A lot of young people work in this industry. And when you allow them for evil hands to get to them, to able to do crime, this is a sad thing. When we was trying hard to avoid this, today I'm saying it plainly. Open back the industry and most of the crime problem will solve. Because it's not about putting equipments or putting cars and vehicles. It's about helping the ones that could create the crime by giving them things to do. And if you do that, you will hardly find that crime will take place in this country. Because when you get something for the people who don't have nothing to do and to go with the ones that have evil in thoughts, to encourage them to do evil things, that is what has happened in a society like us. We in a society that people will take young people and put them to do crime. But we in an industry that pulling them away from crime because they're having something to do each and every single day. And always asking y'all to save this country and save other people from being in crime is to open back up this industry. This industry employs thousands of youths, thousands of people, and always asking y'all to open back this industry now. We know there's some things to fix in it, and we will work with y'all to fix what needs to fix. We will sit down with y'all. We will communicate with y'all in all different fashion to show you all that some things cannot work and some of the things that you is saying could work. Not all the things that you saying cannot work. So I want you to know today, Mr. Prime Minister and your government, we told y'all in the early stages when you were shutting down this industry, and I'm saying it again because I need to say, because some things are going to other people's head different. It don't give me a pleasure to tell you that crime is a serious thing. And when you shut down an industry that poor people depend on to able to make $1 to feed the family, it's caused a lot of problem in countries all over the world. And I am saying today, I'm making this plea to you and your government. I know I was told that it will be open. You all will be saying down this week to make sure that whatever bill and whatever necessary need to go come into the bill to make sure it passed, you all will do it this week here. I was told that. And I believe it. So I want to make sure that I am with my members, I could tell them, listen to me. I'm taking the chance to tell my members, by next week, we're supposed to open back this industry, based on what my information came to me. By next week, we're supposed to open back. But my members and scrap dealers, scrap van, scrap yards, and all the people who were involved in scrap, it's not going to be as how it was before. We in the scrap industry, we in the scrap yard and all the members and each and every one all over Trinidad and Tobago. I as the president, I've been through things for this whole 3 and going into 4 months. And I would like to go through it again. I would like you all to be without employment again. So because of that, we need to change. And change is a thing that some people don't like. But we will need to change. And I would like you to take note. If you don't have a pen, try and get a pen. The people who are listening on our Facebook page and who will be listening on news. I want you to know, I want to start where it needs to start first. the van men, the van collectors, who just bring the material to our yards. I want you to know that the license that you're supposed to get, it won't happen until April, unless there's no way it could happen until April. The government has went to Parliament and they said in Parliament that no new license until the 14th of April. No new license until the 14th until April. So the people who have license last year to go into this year, these are the people who will be able to operate. The people who have license for the scrapyards, so no new license until April. I want you to make sure, and I want to repeat it, because people have been calling my phone over and over. No new licenses until April, the 14th of April. What we as scrapyard will do, the old license that we have, is we have authorized to use it until around that time. The van collectors, I want you to listen, to operate now, and I'm making it clear to you all, to operate now, you will have to have a sticker that come from the association. And don't tell me it's the association or any other person. Let me tell you something. It's the association who spend all the money. It's the association doing all the fighting. It's the association doing every single thing. So the ones that who like to be different in ideas, I am saying that the stickers will be in Point 14, it will be in Arima, it will be in Claxon Bay, it will be all in different areas which will be announced that you will be able to get. And in 2 days, the stickers will come out that you could be able to purchase, because we will be telling Trinidad and Tobago, do not give no material to people who don't have stickers on the vehicle, because it will encourage the evil that was before these 3 months was happening. And we don't want to be able to shut down this industry again. So we will have to do things, the association will have to do things to be able to stop this evil. You going by people and thieving this and nobody is seeing you and all these other things. We are saying we will be putting out numbers, and your vehicle will have a sticker on the both sides of the doors, and you will be able to go now and pick up your scrap. So don't call and say how to get a license. You hear what you'll have to do? Find one of these areas that you could be able to get your sticker, to be able to operate like a license collector, to operate like a van collector, because we need to change. We need to change. And change is hard for someone. So change is hard for people. But if we want to improve this industry, if we want to show Trinidad and Tobago that we make change, if we want to let the world know that we make change in this industry, this is where we need to start from. Yours is the one that go out and bring the material to our yards, and we need to make change. We also need to make change in how you conduct yourself, what you put on. Because if you do not put on a proper gears to go and collect material, we wouldn't give you the sticker. We will pull back our sticker from you. So you need to conduct yourself as a professional person going out there collecting material. This is our rules and regulation that we will put on all the bandmen. You will now have to conduct yourself in a proper way. Not pants without shirt. Not all kind of slippers and all kind of thing. Conduct yourself in a proper way to be able to go out and collect material. Use the one that is seen first. Use the one that carrying this industry in front. And we need to do proper. We need to dress proper also. We need your van to be in a proper shape and all. It's change, you know. I didn't push for this change. Change is something that have to come. And because of what happened, our industry was shut down for more than 3 months. People suffer. People in pain. And we will just stay just and just come back as normal? No. We need to change too. We need to change. And I am saying is that as bandmen, we need to conduct ourselves better. So I am telling Trinidad and Tobago, do not purchase from them. Do not sell them no material unless they're in a proper conduct. All companies, all householders, do not give no van material and don't give no van, no collectors, no material, and long as they're in a proper way, because you'll be encouraging lawlessness again. None of them. It have a way. We will talk to you. We will help you. We'll guide you in all the different ways. If you don't have a good idea, we will guide you and we will show you how we want you to dress and how you must conduct yourself. This is a business we're doing. This is our industry we're trying to guard. And before we to guard it, we need to change. Scrapyards. Scrapyards. Let me tell you something. I know my vice president just come and I know you have to deal with certain areas. But I want to say this to Trinidad and Tobago. You see scrapyards? Mr. Commissioner Police, Mr. Christopher, I want you to understand that. We have some international buyers. Why we and them, there's members of some of them is members of our association. We welcome that. But if they're not following the laws of Trinidad and Tobago, I can't prop them up. And I will not prop up no one who not following the laws of Trinidad and Tobago when they come here. I'm not going to support it. All these international buyers that most of them cause us this problem here we'll be in today. I am saying this today. I am the president and I know more than some. I am saying most of them cause the problem that we in today. And I am saying they will not get an easy chance with the association again. Because there was too much, thousands of people was on the breadline because of some of them want to buy anything. They don't care if it's manhole cover. They don't care if it's pipe. They don't care whatever it is from what agency. They even call and ask questions. They're just buying and buying and buying. And you know what happened? When they do this, and this industry shut down forever, they could go back to any country, you know. And if we had to suffer the pain. So I am saying, our association will be putting out a team to manage and make sure and watch you all. And we will be making sure that we have a direct number to the Commissioner of Police to make sure that what take place before can't take place again. I don't care who vexed, because there's thousands of people was calling me to be able to get a food, and I can't take that again. So I'm saying when we open back probably next week, all this must stop. And if you don't have a license, don't waste time opening up your scrapyard, because we're going to be passing also to check to see if you have a license. And if you don't have a license, you will not be able to open up and do no business here until April. And if they give you a license, because we will be contesting some people's license too, because of what it does, and put this industry in all this problem that we went in. And I could say it because I know I will like you all, scrapyards, to operate in a professional way, please. If you're not a member, and if there is a member, if you're not a member, please try and organize to be a member. Because we could be still coming by if you don't like it, because when the scrap industry shut down, the association had to take every single cost by helping all these poor people. And you're just lucky that I didn't bring thousands of poor people by all your place too, you know. Because somehow I know all you cause this problem. So we say, fall in line. Make sure we do all what we need to do. If you don't know, I cannot spell out everything here to the public today. What I'm saying, if you have a license that you had last year, you could continue operating. If you don't have a license, forget opening back. Forget opening back. If you was involved in buying stolen stuff, forget it. Because we will be coming, not the police alone. We will be making entry in your place. And don't tell me if we can't do it. We as an organization, we will even send out drones to watch your material. If we can't come in, we will do it. Because we have to face the brunt of the thousands of people who was unemployed, who couldn't buy food. And you didn't have that to study because you closed your place and remember, you might have gone to Miami. So I am saying, all you with scrap yards, we need to fix up. We need to fix your yard that the way it's supposed to be. And forget buying stolen stuff. Forget buying stolen stuff. I'm going to touch a little bit on the exporters. Because I know my vice president will deal with them in a way that he will probably whatever. Let me explain this to exporters. You see, sending containers to people who don't have no license, I will bring the police by you. If they don't know where you're living, I will carry them by you. You hear what I tell you? All exporters, foreign exporters, if you carry containers in places where you don't have no license, I say today, I will bring the police by you. Because it's against the law. Right? So forget doing it. Do not take part in sending containers to even companies or even normal people out on the streets. That was causing a lot of problem too. And as I say, you all don't care what goes on after to us. We have to face the road. And as I say, I didn't receive no hamper from no one to give my members. I had was to take most of the brunt on myself. Most, 99% I had was to take on myself. We had was to take. To help members, to give them money, to give them hampers. We take all of that. And I am saying today, who backs loss? Who backs loss? If you all do fix up, you will have to shape out. And I don't care what kind of company is. I don't care how big it is. I don't care how small it is. Let me follow the laws of Trinidad and Tobago. The laws of Trinidad and Tobago stand strong with me. I don't care who he is. I don't care what country I come from. The laws of Trinidad and Tobago must stand. That is what we have to follow. That is what we have to live with. As much as we don't like it, as much as I don't like some of them laws, we have to follow it. Because I'm not a law breaker. So I will have to follow them. What I will do, I have one more part to deal with, but I will let my vice president talk, and then we'll come back and we'll close, and then we'll ask, the media will ask us whatever question they need to ask, and if we could answer them, we answer them. But I will allow my vice president, because he was here lately, and let him talk, please.
Pleasant good day to everyone. I'm sorry for being late. I just want to emphasize a few points that Mr. Ferguson made. Now, when he spoke about the exporters, I guess we are all very disappointed in the exporters, because at the beginning of this, they came to us and they were with us, and they assured us that the containers that were stuck in the port, there was nothing incriminating in those containers. Those containers were just scrap. Were just scrap containers, and we fought with them to get the containers released, because it was our sincere belief that those containers contained nothing illegal. So we fought, and we fought hard. However, lo and behold, during the debate on this very said bill, it was brought out to the attention of the nation that 2 containers of copper was found, making us all look like fools. So this is why we have to take the stance that we are taking now. These same people, they were our friends, our partners in business, and we stood by them. Now, as we move forward, we have to be very, very careful. And one of the things that we are hoping for, that when we start back and the government allows us to start back, that there would be actual enforcement of the laws and the regulations that are put in place. Now, as much as it might seem that this new law and this new act is how do I put it? It's very comprehensive and covers a lot of things. The main body of this new act was actually plagiarized from the Act of 1904. The only difference is that act and those laws were never enforced. Never enforced. If you take inspection of merchandise in the yards, that was always there. The police had the authority to go into the scrap yards at any time and examine your material and your books. That was never done. 15-day period, cooling off period for material bought. That was always there. Never done. Every single person buying and selling scrap supposed to have a license. That was never enforced. A register of all material bought and sold, especially purchased, the ones that are purchased, must be recorded. That is laid out. There's even a book, I think it's a Schedule 2 book, that was never enforced. So now that we have new laws, dressed up a little bit, but it's the same old laws, basically same old laws, and why it didn't work? Because it was never enforced. So hopefully, I personally am hoping that after all this big hoorah, that we can see actual enforcement in order to improve the industry. So I'm not going to say anything further. I'm just going to hope for the best. We were told that within the next weeks, I say by the middle of the month, we will be opening up back for business. But the conditions under which we will have to reopen, we are not aware. We are not aware until the government lays it out and let us know what it is expected. So I want to thank you for this opportunity. And I just want to say to all my fellow scrap dealers and van men and everyone in scrap, just keep the faith. We already been through 4 months, and another month or whatever it is. I mean, we will not die. We may come close to dying, but we will not die. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you, Vice President. When you talk about a soldier from years is Mr. Ross. He's a true Vice President, and I want to thank him for going through this struggle and fight with me. You know, sometimes we always don't agree on some things, but that's just how the nature it is. That's the nature. That's human being, you know. But most of it we agree on. And today, as I tell you, is a day that I know it's close. We open back up this industry, and I just want to elaborate a little more on the van men and them. A little more I want to explain to y'all van men. Y'all will be able to operate based on my information, which I went in Parliament and I understand, without a license. But you will have to have a sticker that came from the association. Else we will be putting out ads to let the public know that any van man in the area who is operating without a sticker, do not allow lawlessness, because it have people who don't care to follow nothing. We've been through it, and we have to make some change in this industry. We cannot stay just so and continue as how we continue, or how we was from the past. We cannot stay back. We must make change. What I would like to find out from the media, if you have any question to ask me, or if there's anybody online who want to find out anything, now the floor is open for questions. Well, it's done an investigation, and if you was listening, it was the containers and them in the ports, it's custom, the police, and all of them that don't start the investigations already, and we can't talk much on it because it's still an investigation, because anything could come out in an investigation, so we don't want to talk much about it. All we could tell you is that based on what the Attorney General mentioned in Parliament 2 or 3 weeks ago, it's like it has some containers with copper in the port. That's all we could say, because we don't know. We was just told of that. That's, we see that as a serious issue, a problem, because we know a lot of people who was in jail and they came out. We see the build strong family, and we see the build house and they buy vehicles and everything. So we know change could make in it. So we understand that. I don't think minor crime probably might be an issue in this, because I think what the Attorney General and they are mentioning to us, that we will work with them to look at it and take a look back at it, because everybody know, and we keep on saying this for years, is a lot of people who come out of jail and we want to help them and they're making change in their life. We help them in this industry. We give them a chance when nobody don't want to give them. And if you want them to make a change and you tell them no because they now come out of jail and they don't, we don't want to give them work, then you're telling them go back to crime. And you know that I mentioned that we as an industry could help out with the crime. All we have to do, the people who want to be involved in crime, if we give them things to do, and we help them, and we talk to them, and we work with them, they will come out of crime is because they're doing crime because other people is encouraging them. And we as an industry, we doing that. We avoid and we helping them from not going in crime. So I just see why the government will listen to us. We not about, our executive and our association is not about encouraging people in crime, you know. I think some people have a different head about me, you know, is that we working hard with these same set of people that you don't even want to see, that you don't even want to talk with, that we working with them. No, well, this is something that's on. Yeah. Okay. Well, look, my vice president now remind me about when we had a meeting with the government. They say the government has told us that they will take it based on a case basis. Yeah. It won't be like every single one of them when we refuse of operating. You have to remember that whilst we want to help people, you know that some people don't want no help in Trinidad, you know. And we can't help them if they don't want no help. If you want help, I think help will come. And we will help them if they want help. If they want to make change, we will help them to make change. But we can't force change on people. And I think that is what the government also saying too. So we don't want to, they had told us that, so we had to wait until they prove us wrong to be able to say that they want to help most of the people who have bad character base and had run into the law. So I think we had discussion with them with that because we recognize that we as an industry, we employ a lot of them. No, that would come out in the regulations. What they say that will come. We was not given power, but as an organization, we have to have rules and regulation, and we have to enforce. We have to be police. Let me tell you something. As any other thing in this country, we know it has a lack of discipline with the people in authority to follow and to stand strong with the laws that govern Trinidad and Tobago. And we as an industry, because of the separation of thousands of people, we would have recognized that we had to put things in place to make sure that we members follow the laws at the association and the country too. It's hard, but we had to take in front. We had to move. We had to run out of the race first before the government. Because if we don't do it, Who will do it? All right. Based on what? Oh. I didn't hear you, so he hears you more than me because he hears more. Um, what I could say is that I will have conversation with them. So that is why I could know that and I could speak in reference to it. All right? I had conversation with them. So that is why I could say what I say today. Okay? Any more questions? Let me say this. I don't know if poor people in this country have been, you know, some people hate poor people in this country. But let me say this. We know that this is the only industry employ thousands of poor people. And we would have watched a lot of things for the last 3 months. It will have flood. The government will have go and get money to help the poor, the flood people, which we have no problem with. All the gardeners and everybody, whether they be infected base and flood and everything, we have absolutely no problem with the government helping them. But I just want Trinidad and Tobago to understand. This industry employs thousands of poor people. And I am telling you all, it's so sad for me to say it. Nothing. We had get nothing from the government or any private sector. Nobody have come to our rescue. And we wonder if it's that they want poor people was to die because of this industry shut down. I wonder if they want us to die because they know that, look, any industry shut down, they just get money to help them for a period of time. And this is a record-breaking 3 months going into 4 months, and not one private sector or the government come to our rescue with help. I could tell you that. I was in the more pressure as a president because people was calling my phone and keep calling my phone for help. I had to take out from the little that I had to help all the time, and then have a time that I could not. So it's sad for this country. Sometimes I was thinking about even going international to ask for help for our members. It's sad. I feel like we don't like poor people, and we feel because these are the people, this causes them problem. And we don't know if we help, it will stop creating problem. Helping to stop creating problem. And that is why it's always in life that God always have this kind of thing is that who have help those who don't have. And it's like you have a kind of way that you feel that the people who don't have, let them suffer more. That is how it looks. No, well, yeah.
All right, I will address that question. Now, if you notice, right, that the big yards, all the big yards support the association just to a certain extent. The big yards, about, I would say about 15 of them, have personal contact with the government and the people in charge. When a correspondent is sent to us, the same correspondent is sent to each one of them individually. Right? We basically handle or take care of the below, how do I put it? Yeah, right. The smaller guys. Those are the ones that we take care of. As far as getting information to them, the norm is that each yard has a certain amount of van men and customers, right? And these guys will liaise with the scrapyard dealers. They would liaise with the scrapyard, and we would give them the information and guide them accordingly. You know, so to answer your question, the bigger ones, they have their own personal communication with the authorities, and the smaller ones, they depend on us to get their information and to guide them accordingly. I hope that answers your question. No, it's like I said, enforcement. The laws were always there. They just were never enforced. Had the laws been enforced, had a police officer come into the yard, just like our police officer that's going to a bar and check the books, they had the same authority to come in our yard. When last a police officer went into our yard? You understand? If it was enforced, the laws were enforced the way it was supposed to be enforced, we wouldn't even have half of these problems. Because it's the same laws that were there before is what they bring now, but they dress it up. You know, so it's all about enforcement, and that is the problem we have. Legislation in this country is not a problem. It's the enforcement of the legislation. If it's not being enforced, if you're not coming to inspect my books, if you're not coming to see what I buy, because it is there, your authority to come in is there. You understand? If you, all right, I saw one of the things Mr. Gonzalez spoke about is the vans and them having the unsecured loads, and that is not a scrap problem. That is a problem that exists in Trinidad. Now, if the laws are not enforced and someone gets damaged, is it because what? Because of the car industry or any certain industry, it is because they were not enforced? Well, what we were doing to regulate, for 10 years, we had meetings with the government to get them to do the enforcement of the laws. We had meetings with the EMA. We had meetings with our members. But let me tell you something. This is Trinidad. If you have a meeting, unless there's a crisis, nobody comes. Nobody comes. Nobody helps financially morally or any other way. The people you see here in these media meetings and in the meetings are the people who does all the work. Nobody else. Nobody else. For 10 years, we have been fighting. For 10 since the state of emergency, when they shut us down, and here we are again, right? Another shutdown, and people come together. Besides that, nobody wants to come together. You know, so don't think that all them laws and everything that came, we have been in discussion with the last government, the last administration, and this administration for the last 10 years, trying to get these laws passed, trying to get things better. You know, every time the EMA come out with a law, we sit with them. The police, everybody, we sit with them. But there's only so much we can do because we have no teeth. We have no teeth. The people who have the teeth does not want to bite.
All right. I think that is it. Or, one more? No problem. Come through. As I mentioned to you all in this early part of this news conference, we, as the Scrap Association, we will be telling the public, the bandmen, the collectors who going around and don't have a sticker that come from the Scrap Iron Association. No, but if you're not at home and they will come and take something, you say?
That's an invasion. That's home invasion.
That you ought to call the police. Hear me?
That is a home invasion.
That
is home invasion.
Nobody is supposed to come in nobody home and you're not there. That the police work.
That is a home invasion.
And all right, members, all right. Order. All right, no more questions from the media?
Yeah, the problem is, it is not a scrap problem. It is a crime problem. My neighbor this morning was invaded in his house with his family. 4 guys, 2 cutlass and 2 guns. Who should he call? Who should he call? Who should he call? When you park your vehicle in your yard and they come and they take it, who should you call? If you put a piece of scrap and they come in your premises and take it, shouldn't you call the same person that you call when they steal your van? Isn't it the same thing?
And we could go on and go on. When they come in your grocery to rob you,
it's not a
who you had to call?
It's a crime problem.
Who you had to call? Yes, sir. The stickers will be coming out in the next 2 days. Yeah. And it will be in different areas. So you could call the association to find out where you could go based on your area to be able to get the sticker. But I would like to close this news conference. I want to thank the people who are listening. I want to thank the people who are listening. 200. Okay. All right. I want to thank the media for coming out. I want to thank the people on our Facebook page who was listening. And I hope that everyone understand. And if anybody want to contact us, you know our number. You could contact us or you could email us a message. I want to close this news conference. And I thank you all of us for coming. Thank you.